What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel for those who are new. So in today's video, I'm just basically going to be showing you how to create this look right here. I had so much fun filming it for you guys and creating this look for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys want to see how to get it and all of that, then just keep on watching. All right, you guys, before we do get started in today's video, I do want to say that I know that I've been doing a lot of reviews in this channel, which, to be honest, I'm tired of it, so I'm pretty sure you guys are too. I will do a couple of reviews then and there. You know, it's not going to be like videos where I do like back-to-back reviews. So I am going to do something a little different, which is a little bit more of tutorials, because I know I haven't done tutorials in so long, and to be honest, I kind of miss doing tutorials. I freaking love it. At first, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this eye first. I'm not too sure how well it was going to come out, because this is the first time doing something very dramatically like I've never done a look where I'm using like pretty much a whole entire freaking palette on my eye. I'm being sarcastic, but you guys know what I mean. So this palette here, I got for Christmas because I've been wanting it so bad, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to buy it, so let somebody else buy it. I'm just kidding, no. But my sister did buy me the James Charles collab with Morphe, so that's the palette that I did use in my whole entire eye, so I'm kind of excited for it. I'm kind of excited for you guys to see it, and I do want to tell you guys that if I'm able to create a look like this, so can you. I do want to say this look is inspired by Pinterest. I didn't see her name on Pinterest, but you know, shout out to whoever created this look, because it inspired me so much, and it makes me just want to be creative and do more tutorials for you guys and get a little bit of inspiration on Pinterest, because Pinterest has some bomb-ass pics, and I was like, damn, that is freaking good. And I kept staring at it and staring at it and staring at it, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I know I can. So I sat behind my vanity, and I was literally sitting there taking my time, back to the point. So we're going to be creating this look, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So let's get into the video. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in, and you guys are just going to see this part of my face. So again, we are going to be using the James Charles Morphe palette. So I'm kind of excited for you guys to see, and I can show you guys what look I'm going to create with this. Alright, you guys, so I did prime my eye earlier when I did this eye, but it has been a while, so I think I'm going to go ahead and prime it again. And I'm going to go in with the my e.l.f. primer in this shade Natural. And we're going to go ahead and prime, girl, prime. And I'm going to go in with my Morphe E30, and I'm going to go ahead and start to blend this out. Alright, I am going to use the Morphe E37, and I'm going to go in with the shade Brother, which is like the medium size blue in the palette, because there is like three blue mattes. So one of them is darker, one is medium dark, and one is light dark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to kind of carve out, just to kind of get an idea of where I kind of want the eye or the blue to be. And I'm going to start to bring it in. The next brush I'm going to go in with, it's the Morphe Y22, and I'm going to go in with the shade Daddy. Ooh, Daddy. Just kidding. I'm going to go in with the shade Daddy, and it's the darkest green in the palette. And I'm going to go right next to that. And I'm going to start to blend. And again, I'm kind of like stamping it. I'm not like sweeping it or anything. But I'm just trying to stamp it right in there. And you guys don't have to do it like how I'm doing it. You guys can space out the colors. You can use as much colors as you want. You can use less colors, more colors than what I'm using. But I am using these colors, so because I have smaller eyes, not all the colors fit. So you guys can see I kind of have like not really much colors in there. So I'm kind of just working with the space I've got, which is sad, but whatever. So I'm just doing like stamping motions. And don't worry about like blending in the colors. We're going to worry about that later. Right now, the only thing I'm doing is just kind of adding like the colors on my lid. So after the green, the next shade I'm going to go in with is with the shade B, which is the yellow in the palette. And I am using one of my Morphe brushes. This does not have a number, but it is the Rose Gold collection. So right next to the green, I'm just going to go ahead and apply B right next to Daddy. Alright, so after the yellow, I'm going to go in with the shade 518, which is the orange in the palette. And I'm going to start to work that right next to B. And you guys can skip the orange. I know a lot of people, when using orange, they skip it. They just bring out the yellow and put in the red to make orange in between it. But in this case, I am not skipping out the orange just because I do have it in this palette. And that's why I'm using it. After this orange, I'm going in with the red. So I'm going to go in with the darkest red in the palette, which is You're Kidding. Actually, to be honest, this is the only red I have in the palette, like in general, because I really don't have red shades. So I am going to go in again with the purple, if you guys see. So I'm trying to leave like some type of gap in between. So this is kind of where I go back into all the colors. So I'm going to go in with the first brush I used with blue, and I'm going to start to blend it in with the green, just so it doesn't look like I have a harsh line. So just going back in there and just starting to blend these two shades in together. Next, I'm going back in with my green, and I'm going to start to slowly blend that into the yellow. I'm trying to be a little careful with this because since this brush is a little bit bigger than the other one, I don't want it to cover like the whole entire yellow. And you guys, the reason why I'm like changing in between brushes from going from smaller to bigger is because since I do have smaller eyes, that's why I started off with the pencil brush in the inner corner, because since it's like skinnier in that area, I needed a smaller brush. But now that I'm working out here and it's a lot more space, I am using bigger brush. And then again, going in with the yellow, I am blending it into the orange. And then going back in with the brush that I used the orange, I'm gonna start to blend it with the red. Smaller brush. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe E17, and I'm gonna gently start to brush the edge, and I'm gonna start from like the blue going into the green, going into the yellow, going into the orange, going into the red, just so it doesn't seem like I don't want the colors to be going back and forth. So that's why I'm just like starting from one area and starting to sweep it, going from one color to the next, so it just doesn't look like as messy, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to start to carve out the the cloud part. Because I do have smaller lids, I am going to use a smaller like definer brush. If it focuses, because for some reason it's not letting it focus. So I'm going to go in with like much of a smaller definer brush, and this is the Morphe E35. And I'm just going to go in with any concealer or any primer you have. This is my concealer. And what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to do like stamping motions like I did. Like so. So you can see this is just like stamped in there. And what I'm doing, I'm just starting to bring it in like so. Just to kind of create that cloud. That's just all I'm doing. And I'm slowly starting to bring it in like so. And then I'm going to go in again and do like a stamping motion. And then start to connect. And then bring it in. And it's okay if you get like any of like that green or blue in the shadow, because in the concealer, we're going to go back in and fix it. But as of right now, this is kind of what it looks like. And I like it. It kind of looks like a sideways heart. Motion and connect and bring it in. And for this last one, I'm not going to go all the way out. I'm just going to do like stamp, bring it in, and we're going to cut it right there. I'm not going too far to the end because this part is going to be half cut, if you guys can see. It's just going to come this way. So it looks like that. You can always go back and fix it so it just doesn't look like pointier, I guess. And it may look a little weird, which is fine, but once I go over with the liner, it may look a little bit better. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set it. So I'm going to go in with the Lunar Beauty brush. And I'm going to go in with the shade Flashback. And with that brush, I'm going to use the flatter side. And I'm going to go ahead and start to set this in using that white shadow. And I really want it to be white because since I am trying to create the cloud, it has to be white. It's okay if you don't get like white all the way in here because this part I'm going to be covering it anyways, so that's okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to apply the purple. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in one of my Wish brushes, and I'm going to go in with the shade Escape, which is the darkest purple in the palette. And I'm going to start to stamp this right next to red and kind of bring it in. And so it kind of is going to look like this. And then I'm trying to create like some type of triangle, so when I go in, it's going to start to look like this, and it's slowly going to start to come down. Next, I'm going to go back into the red, but I'm just going to use just a little bit of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna come far up. I'm just gonna go like halfway from the purple on the lid. Like, let me show you. Like, do you guys see that? Like, it's like half of the purple on the where the lid is. And from there, I'm gonna start to bring it out. So I'm gonna go back into 518 and I'm gonna start to stamp this right next to You're Kidding. And then now going in with the shade B. I'm gonna stamp it right next to 518. So it's starting to look really weird, but you guys will see once I'm done with it. That's the only thing I hate about eyeshadow. Like, if I were to leave it like that, it would have looked so crappy. But once I'm like done with it, like, it looks like glammed and nice and pretty and stuff. So I know how it is. What I'm going to do is, with this red and purple, I'm going to blend it out because you can see it kind of looks like a weird-ass wing. So I'm going to go in with the purple and the red, and I'm going to slowly start to blend these out. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is going in with my Morphe M2500. I'm going in with this shade Ring Light, and I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this right on the brow bone. And this camera needs to like focus. There we go. So I'm gonna start to apply this right on here. Alright, now here comes the fun part. Okay, so I bought these liquid liners from Amazon. They're from the brand Handayon, and they're just like liquid eyeliners. I'm gonna go ahead and just outline the cloud that I created. So it looks kind of like that. And then it's okay if it comes out thick. I did mine a little thick because I do want to add some of this like stripe that I have going on this other eye onto here. And I'm going to use the same liquid liners that I got, but in colors. Alright, so you do guys have to wait until it dries down. Once it dries down, I'm going to go ahead and apply the same colors. I don't have red in this situation, but I'm kind of trying to add like kind of that sprinkle that you have like on a donut kind of situation going on, or kind of like a candy cane situation going on. So I don't have red, so that's why I used pink, and I used green, and I used yellow, and I did use a little bit of orange. So that's just what I'm going to be applying onto the cloud here once it dries. So I'm going to start off with the pink. And my hands are kind of like sweating because it's kind of hot in here. I'm going to apply the pink here. So I'm going to start doing the dots. So I'm going to do one right there, right there, right there. And then I'm going to create the star here at the very end. What I like to start with, so it's a lot easier for me, is I'm going to start off with like a cross, because it's a little harder to create something like this. So I start off with the cross. So like that. And then what I like to do is create these lines. Kind of like that. Do you guys see that? It's kind of like a kite. And what I do next is I kind of fill it. Once I fill it, then that's when I make the lines a little bit much more longer. So I'm basically just coloring in that part, and if I have to bring this out, I will. Oh, these hairs are fucking. Alright, and then the only thing I did was added like 3 dots, kind of like what I did over here. Now, the only thing that I have left is just to do the star that's right in here. So I'm going to start to do that, and I'm going to do the same process I did with this one, starting off with the cross and working from there. So, cross, like that. And this one is a little bit harder just because, you know, it's a smaller star. It's not as big as this one, so I am kind of having a little bit of trouble with it. But that's okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Do like that kite situation. And then once I do, I make the hands a little bigger. Then I work for it from there. So like that. And then what I do is I bought the same time that I bought the liquid liners, the colorful liquid liners, I bought the liquid glitters, which is the same thing, only in colors. And what I'm going to do is where the yellow is on the lid here, that's where I'm going to apply the gold one. And I'm just going to apply it all on that yellow. That's the one I add in my inner corner. Right here. But while it's drying, this is drying and my lashes are drying, I'm going to go ahead and start to add the same pattern that I did at the top, but it'll be what I have on my lid here. I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. But I'm not going to go get any more color from the palette. I'm just going to work with what the brushes have, or the access that the brushes have. So I'm going to start off with the purple and work my way inner. So starting off with the purple. And last, the yellow. Alright, you guys, that is pretty much it for today's tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave. But yeah, if you guys want to see me do other looks, let me know in the comments below. If you guys have like a look that you guys always wanted to create but don't know how, let me know and I can try to create or make a tutorial for you guys using that look or something. So let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.